Hello and welcome to RaceMob. On today's episode, we talk about some of the athlete PRs in our community and some of the lessons that you can learn from them. We chat about some of the upcoming virtual races that we're excited about. We talk about Veterans Day and what it means to Coach B, as well as Paul Fukuma on the latest podcast, a fourth generation veteran who started the Taji 100 here stateside. Plus, we got a very special weekly workout for you. So here we go. Welcome to RaceMob, where we've got training tips, running reviews, and inspirational stories. Check out our podcast, YouTube channel, Instagram account, or visit us at racemob.com. If you're new to the channel, hit the subscribe button and the bell icon so that you get notified when new videos go live. Hey Coach, great chatting with you again on another weekly RaceMob show. Looks like we will probably be moving our Monday meetup to Tuesdays going forward. So hopefully this is probably going out to everybody on Tuesday, November 17th. And how are you doing, Coach? I know that you're going to be on a plane. You're going to be meeting up with some other two legit folks, Jim Cordova out in Florida. So how are things going? How are things going on your end?
I'm doing well, man. Staying busy and active. We are having a great time. A lot of our athletes are achieving some really cool milestones that we'll share later in this episode. But looking forward to getting out on the East Coast and spending time with a dear friend, a huge fan of RaceMob and one of the founding members of Two Legit Fitness, and just spending time with his family and getting outdoors and having some great fellowship during this time of the year.
That's fantastic. That's fantastic. And I know that you were just out on a 18-mile run yesterday. Is that right? I saw that you're starting. And the cool thing is you're starting to post videos for us, so people can watch out for these short videos that we will start posting on our channel, our YouTube channel, as well as some of our social media channels as well. 18 miles yesterday?
That was the intent. It was originally, we all agreed for 18 miles, and it turned out to be a 20 miler.
Ooh.
So, it's what is. We're all training for the Road to CIM, the virtual California International Marathon. We mentioned this in our last episode. Out with 4 other fantastic teammates who just crushed it. It was a long, long journey, but when you have teammates there with you, eating up those miles, being positive and high fives, it just made the miles pass by. So yes, from Alum Rock, East Hills and East Foothills and East San Jose, all the way out to Quicksilver, the Maccabee entrance. Good stuff.
That's incredible. That's awesome. And I know that we mentioned last week that we were going to record an episode on top virtual events and virtual series. So we put the call out to our member base and we got some fantastic responses. So we'll record a separate video on that and just kind of highlight some of them. But we'll record that in a separate video and we'll have a link up here in the corner so that you guys can click right on over to it. And again, a lot of these you guys have submitted to us, have let us know. So happy to highlight them. I know that we kind of got a late start on some of these virtual challenges. So we promise in the springtime, January, February, that we're going to have some special guests on to really talk about some of these virtual events and make sure that you guys are all in the know. But there are some really cool turkey trots coming up. There's a Santa run coming up. Obviously, Joyce Lee, who is a podcast guest, is running her 365K, which is, Sanrio themed oftentimes. So a lot of really fun and cute events coming up for everybody across the board. Awesome. And we do want to highlight some of your athletes that you have been coaching, because a lot of them have been reaching some incredible PRs. And you were telling me just before we started recording some of the stories behind some of these PRs and what people were going through. So want to give you a chance to shout out some of your athletes this week.
I cannot stop smiling. I am so freaking proud of these wonderful human beings who, they just really decided to, take control of their fitness journey. Already have the ability built in. We'll start first with Pega. Pega, joined coaching services in late September. And at that point, she had not run more than 6 miles. Okay. Pega's a new mother and has a twin sister who lives on the East Coast and said, "Hey, Coach, I'd like to be able before the end of the year to run a half marathon with my sister. So we put a virtual race date on the calendar for late December. Check this out. This past Thursday, she completed her very first half marathon in distance,
Wow.
running like a 2:17 and change. Just fantastic. And shout out to her running accountability partners, Leilani and Jackie Silva Torres. Great job in doing some of those longer runs with her, getting her up to that distance. But Pega, hats off to you. Way to go.
And you were mentioning that she was suffering with shin splints early on, and maybe that she didn't even really enjoy running or like it all that much, right? So how did how did she deal with that, and how did she get over that?
That's thank you for reminding me of that. Yes, early on in her, as we started working together, it's trying to find that right balance of what's the appropriate amount of mileage versus the appropriate amount of rest, and what's the appropriate amount of post-workout on when to stretch, when to foam roll, when to utilize ice therapy, when to incorporate maybe looking at getting another pair of shoes, getting compression garments, things along those lines. And those are all things that we had to navigate through. I think early on, I think it was probably a light bout of shin splints that probably lingered for about 2 or 3 weeks. She was still able to stay active, but being smart with the mileage, heavy post-workout stretching, and was just really, reiterating foam rolling and all those things that she really took to heart. And being able to get in conversation-paced workouts where every workout, especially as a new runner, everything is not about speed. It's about getting time on feet and building your cardio base, which really worked for her. And we also talk about community and having accountability buddies. She has several people who were more than willing to run with her when her schedule allowed, again, being a new mother. And that made running more enjoyable for her. And I found, hey, coach, you have me down as a rest day, but can I run again? You have me down for running 5 miles. Can I run 6 miles? You have me down for running 8 miles. Can I run 10 miles? And just being able to navigate that positive energy, feeling good and looking forward to the workouts, and then saying, you know what, I think I want to go for it. And man, just was very fortunate to be able to run the last 3.5 miles.
Wow.
With them, and very, very proud of her.
Wow, incredible.
And
you have a lot of other
with
athletes
that,
too.
keep it rolling. Let's see, on Friday the 13th of all days, people are a little bit leery about that day, but not in Nicole's case. Nicole had signed up for the Revel Mount Charleston in Nevada, outside of Las Vegas. This is the same Nicole who completed a half Ironman in October.
Wow.
So for her, we really had to look at her training calendar and focus on a quality taper and not trying to build up a marathon training regimen, because she already had the fitness baked in. It was more of smart workouts, getting in at least one quality downhill workout, but fast forwarding to her race day. She crushed it.
Wow.
She finished in 3 hours and 27 minutes.
Oh, wow.
She PR'd by 8-minute improvement, and in her own words, perhaps the best race of her life.
Wow.
She took first place in her age group, and
Wow.
fantastic job. Wow. Fantastic job. Boston qualified.
Wow.
Again, because she's run Boston before in the past and already has a current Boston qualifying time from a previous race in 2019. And she had done a couple of those Revel downhill races before. So she was able to, again, best her time by 8 minutes. And I mean, all the credit to her, and being able to listen to her body. Granted, she had not run a marathon in over a month and a half, maybe, certainly a month, but the cumulative fitness that she already had built in, the cardio was there, the speed was there, and being able to trust the training and trust that rest allows you to sustain those gains and call on it when you need it the most. She called on it on race day and crushed it. So congratulations, Nicole.
That's incredible.
And next up, G. Will, whose birthday we shouted out last week. Um, her birthday was last Wednesday, and she's been looking forward to tackling her 10K PR. She was looking to establish a new 10K PR. And originally she had the Turkey Trot, which is next Thursday, circled on the calendar. But she had a time trial on her training calendar, and which I believe was this past Saturday, and went for it.
Wow.
And she's like, Coach, you know what? I'm not feeling well. I think I may actually skip the workout. And I'm like, okay, let's err on the side of safety and rest up. And she's like, you know what, Coach, scratch that. A little cold is not going to stop me. So she got out to the track. I think it was on, I don't know if it was on Saturday, maybe it was on Friday, and crushed it. She beat her previous 10K time by 3 minutes.
What?
And didn't just establish a new 10K PR. In the process, she established a 5K PR. So double bonus for G Will.
Wow.
Way to go. And it's going to be towing the line for the Turkey Trot next Thursday, and we'll try to best that time. It was her first time running 10K under 1 hour as well. So many milestones. Great job, all three of these athletes, and just an example of, plan, prepare, and listen to your body, especially when and rest is a good thing, and good things will happen. So.
Incredible. And what I love as well is they're all experiencing PRs or, some level of success this last weekend. And they're all at different stages of, I think, new mom and running her first half marathon, to Nicole, who's Boston qualifying again and still experiencing PRs, and I think that's amazing. That's fantastic. And the other cool thing that we launched last week and had our first meeting last week was the running fundamentals. So we do have a number of people that are, really, really new beginner into running, and just listening to them and where they are and, and what their challenges are. And, I think one of the things that we realize is a lot of times people know what they should be doing or what they need to be doing, but it's the accountability piece. And it's the piece where they need somebody to help motivate them, make sure they're on track, make sure they're on schedule. For the brand new runners, of course, there's a lot of tips that we're giving them, right? In terms of, hey, getting fit for shoes, proper running form, proper, hydration and nutrition. Winnie, who runs with a stroller, and giving her proper technique and proper information and make sure that she's, doing everything properly. But a lot of times, especially for new runners, it's just that extra kick, just that extra bit of motivation, just that extra little, accountability, and making sure, on those days where it's a little bit colder, that you've got a little bit of something to get you out of bed. And so I think that's really cool. And we can't wait to see the success from the running fundamentals as you've seen success from your athletes. And one thing I guess we want to ask our community is, we could all use a little bit of accountability as we go into December, as we go into January, and as we enter February, where we've got the Taji 100. And so we're going to ask our community. That's right. So we're going to ask our community, do you want accountability? Is that something that you might be looking for as we go into December and into January? And if you are looking for accountability, comment down below, let us know so that we can get something put together. And if you got ideas on how we can hold each other accountable, whether that's putting together a mini challenge as we go into December, January, February, whether that's doing some team activities and holding each other accountable as a team, or putting something together for us. We're really interested to hear your ideas, to hear what you've got to say, and put that together, because with a community, we can hold each other accountable and, hit those goals and those milestones as we hit December and January. And I look forward to see what you guys come up with and how creative you guys are. I think we can come up with something fantastic.
I totally agree. Looking forward to it.
Awesome. Cool. Well, want to give a shout out to new members. We've got new members here up on the screen, and especially want to give a shout out to Robin Cox, new member. She says she's been walking 5Ks with her granddaughter for a year now and wanted to do at least one 5K a month this year. So she's been doing it virtually and since September at least. And she just loves the outdoors. She loves being outside, walking with her granddaughter. So shout out to you, Robin. Thank you for joining the Race Mob community. And if you guys want to shout out, make sure that you come join community.racemob.com. We are going to be uploading some specific content, some special content just for the community site, including our Unleash the Beast webinar that we recorded a while ago. So go check out the community site. We're going to be launching a lot of new enhancements coming up. We actually have just hired a social media person to help us on the back end because we've been doing so much. So you guys will get to meet Adam at some point, and he's going to help us a lot with the community site, with a lot of our posting on social media, and help us just get a little bit more organized, because I know that sometimes I drop the ball on a lot of these things. So helping to grow kind of that community, helping us grow that communication with all of you guys. So really, really looking forward to all of that. And with that, we've also got birthdays. So we've got Tina, we've got Kelly, Jay, Carmen, Lisanne, Alvaro, Davina, and Jessica. Some great shout outs. I don't know if there's anyone or any couple of people or any memories that you've got particularly with any of the people's birthdays coming up.
Well, we can call out Super Brother, Jay Lee, Joyce Lee, one of our podcast guest, accomplished runner in his own right, multiple time Boston qualifier and finisher. Wishing him a happy November birthday.
Yeah, absolutely. And he's the one with the accounting business and the budding kombucha business, right? So
yes.
So
and also, yeah, go ahead.
Oh, I was just going to say a sustainable kombucha business that Joyce had detailed on the podcast, which sounds fantastic. So if you guys are looking for organic, local, sustainable kombucha, we'll have a link down in the description below where you can find it.
Also a birthday shout out to Jessica Patel, a long-term Too Legit Fitness member who now resides in Southern California with her beautiful daughter and husband. We miss you and wishing you all the best, and hopefully LA Marathon at some point. I don't know if it's going to happen in 2021, but happy and healthy birthday to you.
Fantastic. Awesome. Well, we did want to mention the podcast that we launched last week. I've already gotten so many comments. My father-in-law listened to it and he loved it. He loved the entire thing. He found it so inspirational. I think we talk a little bit about Paul's a fourth generation Army veteran. He was part of that first group to experience the Taji 100 in Camp Taji, Iraq, when he was deployed over there. And he found it so motivating. So we got into the particulars, the specifics about how do you actually run a mileage challenge when you're in the middle of, in the middle of Iraq. Yeah. And so he went into the details of it. He went into the details of bringing it stateside and all of those years that he did it in spreadsheets and spent hours and hours every day. And people didn't realize that, when they signed up for it, he was there on his kitchen table or, packaging things in his kitchen and in his garage, and how grassroots it is and how he got to meet you and get involved with, and it sounds like, from the stories, that it was very, very lean. He put in his own money to make sure that this thing was going. And just the incredible amount of stories that have come out of the event over the years, that, and you guys do this as a labor of love. I didn't realize, you guys aren't taking a cent, a dime. You guys aren't on salary. All of that money is going actually to charity. And RWB has been a fantastic partner the last couple of years, but, really kind of just the grittiness and the amount of effort that you guys have put in year after year, and the amount of incredible stories that have been coming out of it. Fantastic podcast. And then we also got to ask him about being a public safety officer and, the unique position that he's in as a person wearing 3 hats: policeman, firefighter, EMT, somebody who's been trained in multiple disciplines, and obviously such a caring and empathetic person. How he's reacting to some of the recent events and some of the political turmoil and all of that. And I thought, just I kind of surprised him on the spot, didn't give him any advance warning, and just the amount of sincerity, exactly, that he had, and just great wisdom for all of us to take away. I thought, again, fantastic podcast, really got to the heart of him. And he said he was nervous to begin with, but honestly,
Man,
you couldn't tell, right?
Could not tell.
Yeah. So it just makes you fall in love with Paul the person, and and what he's built. And we really just hope you get to listen to the podcast and you sign up for Taji 100, because it has changed so many people's lives. Again, we were talking about accountability earlier, right? We were talking about how do you hold yourself accountable. And there's no better way than having a goal, putting that in front of you, and then having people there to help you achieve that goal along the way, and having that teamwork and that camaraderie. So, fantastic stuff. Yeah.
I agree 100%, man. Absolutely.
Yeah.
Great pod.
And Taji was, how we kind of first met all the way back in 2013. You had mentioned, hey, here's this challenge that I'm putting together. You were telling people all about it. I still remember your business card from way back when, and us sitting down and chatting about it, and how can we promote and make sure that the word gets out to more people. And so I know that you've been intimately involved with the organization throughout the years. And thanks to you, RaceMob is an official sponsor this year of the Taji 100. And we will be providing all of you guys who sign up for the Taji 100 support. And we're still figuring it out, but we're going to make sure that people have the best possible experience as they go through their Taji 100 journey. Because the journey is, sure, I mean, you've raised over $300,000 for military and military family. It's about that, and it's about the money that we can raise and the difference that we can make and the impact, but it's also about the health and wellness side, and making sure that people,
Absolutely.
That's part of the mission statement, right?
It was the inception of the event. It had initially nothing to do with charity. It was all about physical and mental health, because again, going back to the Army base back on Camp Taji, and that has not been lost. We have really done some wonderful things with raising funds for our parent charity, Team RWB, but it's the individual mission for each participant has their own unique motivation. And it's just, again, the stories that have come from it. We're now, let's see, maybe close to approaching 1,500 registered participants, and registration just opened up this past, last Wednesday. So we're up like 75+% in registration year over year. And that's all because of, the nation of Taji 100, Team RWB, extended members of the military family, feeling that the mission resonates with them. It moves them in some way, and they are sharing with others in a very grassroots, organic way that is having more people sign up. So we couldn't be happier. And especially, again, middle of a pandemic, so many virtual races, and there were members of our team, or both teams, RWB and Taji 100. And how is 2021 going to be with so many virtual races, people tight with, on their pocketbooks, just struggling to put food on their table, pay the mortgage, kids schooling from home, all these things. How is 2021 Taji 100 going to happen? How is it going to shape up? We have been told loud and clear, people are looking forward to it. They are spreading the word, and we're going to get after it on February 1st. So
incredible. Yeah. And how apt that the podcast launched right after Veterans Day. And I think there were a lot of fantastic activity throughout our community, throughout many running communities, in honor of Veterans Day, to support the veterans of our nation. And so, I know that there was a Mission Peak hike that Jason put on Veterans Day that so many people participated in. And I know as we get to weekly workout that there were a lot of, there was some birthday stuff, but then there were also, I mean, look at the fantastic pictures, videos that you just sent over and that we'll have here of people carrying the flag on the weekly workout. And so, I mean, I know that you
very
have
touching,
such
very
a,
emotional.
yeah, that you have such a deep connection with Veterans Day. That, I mean, you're known for carrying the flag on a lot of these races and honoring our military veterans and people in the active duty. So talk to me about what Veterans Day meant for you. What were you doing on Veterans Day? And yeah, talk to me a little bit.
Whew, man, that's yeah, all right. I can do this. Yeah, it means a lot to me. One, it's my mother's birthday. Okay. Also, my father served, 22, 23 years in the Army, and sacrificed a lot. He did. I mean, he lost part of his hearing because of his time in the military, and it didn't stop him. He still persevered. He had a long career, second career in law enforcement. Um, and I'm named after him. So I want to honor all the work and sacrifices that he has made on behalf of everybody who calls themselves an American. And on the multiple occasions I've been honored to carry Old Glory. And I used this example during the recent workout on Hammer Time on Wednesday, where people would look at me and say, "Oh, isn't that heavy? Why would you want to do that? You're running a you're running a half, you're running a marathon with that? Why?" Or, "Wow." Like, time out, deep breath. Need you to think with me for a second. And here, hold the flag. Remember what that represents. Remember the people and all the sacrifices made for it. So it is never a burden. It is always an honor. And I mean, just the appreciation for carrying Old Glory. And then more importantly, you can see the lights turn on for people when they have the flag in hand. And it takes on a different meaning, especially now. And, we know the flag's been used for many different things, but it is a symbol of unity, togetherness, and also recognizing all of the sacrifices that our nation's heroes, men and women, have made on behalf of our freedom that we, in many cases, take for granted. And we had a moment of silence at the start of our workout. We played taps and allowed for some time for self-reflection, which I think we need to do from time to time. Very important. So yes, thank you for asking that question. And yeah, it's a very special day for me for many reasons.
Incredible. Well, with that, let's get into the weekly workout because, man, you guys had a doozy weekly workout and I missed it this last week. So
Yeah,
I
you
got to
can't
get
blame
on.
Coach.
I got to get on and do that.
Can't-
I'm going to get on and try to do that today for sure. Get some video on that. So yeah. You guys had a 1 mile time trial. So you guys had a birthday workout.
Yeah, we had two team members that had birthdays, and I anointed them as assistant coaches and let them facilitate the workout. So Gazelia and Barbara were the coaches, and they put the routine in front of the team, and we knocked it out. And I think initially when I shared with the team that we had some assistant coaches, they thought they were getting a break, like, "Whew, all right. And as soon as G said, "We're doing a 1 mile time trial," I can hear the wind, like everyone, like, "Oh," and I'm like, "All right, this is perfect for me." And but to the team's credit, they were able to understand the gravity of the day, and it wasn't about, oh, a 1 mile time trial and then and push-ups and all this, squats and sprints. It was like, you know what? We have a lot to be grateful for, you know, for them to reflect back on that moment of silence as we started off the workout, the energy, the motivation, the spirit of the workout was fantastic from start to finish. And again, about perspective, and being able to understand the moment and realize that there's a lot to be grateful for, even as we still navigate through some uncertainty and adversity.
Incredible. So we've got that 1 mile time trial. We've got the super lap with jumping jacks. We've got 50 meters with burpees, 100 meters with push-ups, 200 meters with high knees, multiple rounds of these. Guys getting after it, and not just the running part of it. I mean, I think a lot more upper body over the last couple of weeks, as I notice. My wife and her company, they're doing Pexgiving, which I guess is some push-up
Oh,
challenge this whole week.
wow.
So
Okay.
together
Yeah.
we are trying to put some push-ups together in as well this week.
Good.
So
Yeah.
make sure you get that upper body. As we mentioned during a recent recording, which will be up pretty soon, strength training is an important part of the workout routine, and it's important for all beginners, as we mentioned, but it's really, really important to prevent injuries. In fact, I was just listening to a podcast with a PT who really talked about the importance of strength training to prevent injuries and to help both with tendon elasticity as well as the proper muscles as well. So and really, yeah, talking all about running form, and so there's just incredible stuff. It's important to do the strength training, to do it with weights if you have access to it, but we've got even some body weight workouts. Been working with Arena on putting some of that together, which we will also launch to the RaceMob community. So make sure you come join our community, because we'll have some stuff here for the YouTube channel as well as stuff that is just for the RaceMob community. Again, it's free to join right now. We're running a kind of 2020 special. We're trying to get as many people in as possible this year. So come join the community. We'll have special sections of it for people who have joined, and special information and instructions there too. So
Well said, Kevin. I will also say, as we reference, and if you're looking for some accountability, if you want us to do the work for you, and looking at where you are from a fitness standpoint, and if you have goals out there, whether it be race goals, live, because live racing will come back at some point in 2021, but there are time-based goals, distance goals that you can work towards and train for. We can help you with that. So again, something to consider. Take a look at the RaceMob website. There are different plans out there for you as well, and give us the opportunity to help you achieve your goals, and have fun in the process.
that's right. All right. And with that, we want to thank you guys for tuning in. Hit the subscribe button, hit the bell notification. Just make sure that you get access to our videos as they go live. And we'll have a couple of links here, as we mentioned before, to some of our top virtual races and some of our previous videos as well. So talk to you guys again soon. Thanks so much.